Welcome you all in this another module of cryptocurrency, hedge fund accounting course, or I would say, episode. So in this module, we're gonna focus on journal entries because we have covered lots of other things so far. So now we're gonna focus on key journal entries which we post in a day-to-day life of cryptocurrency hedge fund accounting job. So we'll discuss that. So your first entry would be when we received contributions from the investors to the crypto hedge fund. So in that case, what will happen? Fund will receive cash. So cash account would be debited and capital account would be credited, so that you can post it. All right, here we have example as well, like 10k USD capital which fund received. So your journal entry is cash and bank account debit to investor capital account credit. So what happened when this happened? Increase in assets because your cash will increase, and also this entry will lead to the increase in liabilities as well. Why? Because investor capital will treat as a liability, and this is how the dual entry accounting come into picture, because every transactions will have two different effects. All right, then the next one is when fund received something. So your fund manager basically place the request for a buy and sell of coins, right? So in that case, if fund purchase it, your accounting entry would be crypto investments or cost of crypto investments account debit to cash and bank account credit. So what will happen in that case? Assets will increase, cash will decrease. So it means definitely there would be the cash outflow, but in terms of balance sheet there won't be any impact as such. All right, then apart from that, if fund has any, let's say, gain as such, in that case unrealized gain on or losses on crypto coins, in that case your accounting entry would be, if it is, let's say, if there is any gain, then your accounting entry would be crypto investment or asset account debit to unrealized gain on investment account credit in case of gain. In case of loss, your accounting entry would be unrealized loss on investments account debit to crypto investments account credit. All right, there's two entries which you can post in terms of unrealized gain and losses adjustment. Apart from, yeah, this is just the representation, like how it looks like: gain debit crypto account to credit unrealized gain on investments account, and debit unrealized loss on investments account debit to credit crypto investments assets account credit, that you can record it. In case of realized one, let's say something that the fund realized through buy or sell trade. So in that case, how we can report it out? So in case of realized one, debit, let's say fund manager sold some securities or sold some crypto coins. In that case, your accounting entry would be debit cash and bank account, let's say 1000 USD received, then crypto investment assets account credit, right? And realized gain on investments account credit, so that you can report it as a credit. 800 was the cost of assets, and 200 dollars cost was for realized gain. So this is how you can report it out in case of gain. What if, let's say, when you sold it out, there was some losses on accounts? So in that case, your accounting entry would be debit cash and bank 1200 USD, debit again realized loss on investments, that you can treat as an expense 200 USD, and crypto investments account credit, which is I believe it is 1400. It should be like 1400. My bad. It's reported as a 1200, but it should be 1400. All right. So this is how you can record the entries for gain and loss. So now in terms of, let's say, if you like, let's say, if you have realized gain or unrealized gain, you can, report it like increase. What will happen if it is, let's say, if there is a gain, increase cash and recognize, income from investments. And if you have a loss, it would be like decrease assets and recognize expenses from investments. So this is how you can, relate the terms like, loss and gain on assets. All right. So, what about now? Your question would be, let's say, look, what about staking yield or farming, income? In that case, how we can, apply the accounting treatment? See, staking income or farming, yield would be your receivables. If it is, if you see any income as such, in that case, your accounting entry would be debit staking and, yield income account, which is, your revenue, and credit receivables or cash and bank. So that's how you can, prepare in a journal entry, and this entry will impact on income statement as well as the balance sheet. All right. So as I said, fund will also incur some expenses. It could be, let's say, management fees accruals or incentive fees accruals or any admin fees accruals. In that case, your accounting entry would be debit management fees, expense account, because expenses always be recorded to the debit side, and credit payables. So in terms of representation, accounting entries debit management fees and credit payables. Expense recognition, when we recognize it, operational expense, right? It's a operational expense and which comes under accrual basis. In terms of impact, income statement and liabilities, that we can treat it as, the management fees accruals. All right. So in terms of performance fees accruals, your performance fees account debit to payable account credits. In that way, you can record it out. Performance fees expense, which impact on income statement, and we report it to the debit side, and credit side of a balance sheet, which we report it as the payables, because the payable, it means it's a payable on fund. All right. Then apart from that, if you received any investor redemption, means any investor, let's say if they submit redemption request, in that case your accounting entry would be investor capital account debit to cash account credit. All right. So whenever we received any redemption request, that would be debited, and cash, of course, if it goes out from the fund, will be reported to the credit side. All right. Then apart from this, the trading cost, how we can report it out if we have any trading cost. So trading cost account debit to cash and bank account credit, that would be accounting entry. In terms of impact, investor contributions or crypto investments or management fees or performance fees, that all will have trading cost with attached to it, right? And your journal entry would be like debit trading cost to cash and bank account credit. Impact, it's a impact would be on basically cash, so that you can treat and repay from the cash, and you can report it to the P&L. All right. Then the another last entry would be recognition of interest income. Recognition, it means actually that interest received from the parties. In that case, your entry would be interest income account debit to receivable or the cash and bank account credit. All right. In that case, your it's a revenue, so which will impact on your P&L in the credit side, and assets will increase. So this is how your journal entries works. So you might see more journal entries. It could be different entries for reversal or excess payments, or incorrectly the adjustment posteds and all. So that comes under your day-to-day operations, which you can go through it, review it, and post the journal entries accordingly. But these are the common the entries which we have covered in this module. So if you have any question around it, please go ahead and the you can comment, so that we can help you to understand journal entries for any particular items if you are looking for. So all right, so I'm done with this module. So in next module, we're gonna discuss about some the important things like, what are the jurisdictions where we can set up the funds, how we can set up the funds, what are the regulations and all, or even cost as well if I want to establish any crypto fund. So how much cost it will take, so we can discuss that in details in next module. So yeah, so I'm done with journal entries as well so far. If you like this modules or course, I would like to request you to please provide your comment and feedback. All right, so I'm done with it. Thank you very much for watching this. Thank you.